Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'll be breaking down the MLB slate for Thursday, May 4th. We've only got a 5-game slate on for today. Our options are pretty limited, but I'm going to try and give you guys all the plays that I like at each position. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so looking at pitcher, the only SP1 that I really like today is Dan Straley. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think today's going to be a slate where you're going cheap at pitcher, probably for both of your pitchers. I do like Straley today, but I'm not going to be on him at 9,600. I think that is a little bit too expensive. He is getting a really good matchup today, pitching in Tampa Bay against the Rays. The Rays, they're not a good hitting team. They really struggle against righties. They do strike out a lot as well, especially against righties. So for that reason, I think you can target Straley for tournaments. But he has been really inconsistent this year, so I think he's a little bit too risky for cash games. In his last 4 games, he's put up 17, 19, had a really good game against the Padres, put up 37, and then against Pittsburgh, put up 11 DraftKings points. So he does have that tournament upside that you want. But for cash games, I don't think it's very likely that he returns value on that $9,600 salary. So for that reason, I'm probably not going to be on Straley today. Now, if he is cheaper on FanDuel, for example, I really like him there. But on DraftKings, I don't think I'm going to be playing him at that price tag. Looking at other pitchers I do like Adam Wainwright today, pitching at home against the Brewers. The Brewers have been hitting the ball really well this year, but they do struggle on the road. And this game's going to be played in a pitcher-friendly park. So I definitely think you can target Wainwright today. Wainwright did just pitch against this team on April 21st in Miller Park. He pitched 5 innings and had 9 strikeouts, put up 25 DraftKings points, so he has done well against them before. So I definitely think you can target Wainwright today. I really like that he's pitching at home. He's probably going to be possibly my SP1 today. Even though he's been a little inconsistent this year, he has bounced back in his last 2 games, putting up 25 and 12 DraftKings points. Like I already said, I think you're going cheap at pitcher today. You're just going to spend up for hitters. I'm probably going to try and just get 30 or 40 DK points out of both of my pitchers, and I'll be happy. And then hopefully my batters can come through. So I like Wainwright today as a possible SP1. Also at the same price tag, I do like Matt Andriese today, pitching at home against Miami. I really like that Andriese is pitching at home in Tropicana Field. That is a great pitcher-friendly park. So I definitely think you can target Andriese today. In his last 4 games, he has been a little up and down. He's put up 16, 22, 8, and 13 DraftKings points. So I don't know if I would use Andriese in cash games just because he has been so inconsistent. But I do like this matchup today, and I like the ballpark, so he is going to be on my radar. I definitely think you can target him. And then one more pitcher that I really like is probably going to be in all my lineups is Chase Anderson at just 6,100, getting a matchup against the Cardinals. Anderson has just been really killing it this year, and he is way too cheap today. If you look in his game log this year, he's put up 16, 30, 16, 20, and 5 DraftKings points. When these teams just played on April 22nd, Chase Anderson had 20 DraftKings points. He pitched 6 innings against the Cardinals, had 6 strikeouts, so he has done well against them before. And I really like that he's going to be playing on the road today in a pitcher-friendly park. Chase Anderson's probably going to be on all my lineups on DraftKings, specifically where he's just 6,100. I think that is too cheap. I could easily see him getting 20 DK points of return in value today. So he's going to be on my radar as well for a pitcher. And yeah, those are pretty much all the pitchers I like today. I definitely think you can pay up for Straley, but I'm probably not going to be on him. I think he's just a little bit too expensive. And then other pitchers I like Adam Wainwright, I like Matt Andriese, and I like Chase Anderson. Those are the pitchers that I'm going to be targeting. But yeah, that's pretty much it for pitcher. Let's go and move on to catcher. Alright, for catcher today, I think it's going to be a position where it's going to be hard to make your choices until lineups come out. I'm probably just going to be punting this position. Whenever lineups come out, whichever catcher I see that has a really good lineup spot and is getting a pretty decent matchup, then they're probably going to be the guys I target. But looking at guys that I like just the night before, I definitely think you can target Yadier Molina today against Chase Anderson. Molina does have pretty solid BVP against Anderson. If you look at his BVP, in 8 at-bats, so not big of a sample size, but in 8 at-bats, Molina has had 3 hits against Anderson. He's batted .375, so take that for what it's worth. So I do like Molina today, but like I said, I think he's going to be a position where I'm just going for cheap value. Whenever the teams release their starting lineups, if there's a catcher that's really cheap and is getting a pretty good lineup spot, then he's going to be the guy that I target. But I do like Molina today. He has been a little up and down lately. In his last 4 games, put up 7, 0, 3, and 6 DraftKings points. But I do like him just for looking at the BVP. He has done pretty well against Chase Anderson, so he is worth a consideration. Looking at for cheaper guys, I really like Christian Vasquez today going up against Ubaldo Jimenez. Ubaldo, he is a terrible pitcher. I definitely think you can stack the Red Sox today. They should be able to put up some runs on Ubaldo. This is another guy that I like as a punt play. He does bat towards the bottom of the order, which is not something you want, but for 2,800, if he gets you close to 5, 6 DraftKings points, you'll take it for that price tag. And he could definitely do that against Ubaldo. Like I said, I like the Red Sox to put up some runs today. So I do like Christian Vasquez. If you're looking for cheap value at catcher, he can definitely be on your radar at just 2,800. Then another cheap punt play I like is Martin Maldonado going up against Ariel Miranda. I also like Maldonado today as a cheap punt play. He is going to be getting the platoon advantage today, going up against the lefty. He does hit lefties pretty well. Maldonado, he has been a little inconsistent lately. On his last 4 games, put up 3-0, 14, and 3 DraftKings points. But like I said, I'm just going to be punting at catcher. If I'm paying $2,300 for a guy, all I really want is about 5 or 6 DraftKings points, and Maldonado could easily do that against Miranda. Ariel Miranda, he will struggle at times, and he does struggle against righties, so I like Maldonado. If you're looking for value, you can target him at just $2,300. And yeah, there's some catchers I like today. Let's go ahead and move on to first base. All right, looking at first base today, this is going to be strictly a position where I'm paying up. Like I said, you're going to be going cheap at pitcher today, so you're going to have plenty of salary to pay up for guys. So I really like Freddie Freeman today, even though he's $5,200. I still think he's worth that price tag. He's just been absolutely crushing the ball this year. He is getting a really good matchup today, going against Zach Wheeler. Wheeler is a righty, so Freeman's going to be getting the platoon advantage. Freddie Freeman, he crushes righties. I love that Freeman's going to be playing at home today in Atlanta. Their new ballpark is a great hitter's park for lefties. So I really like Freddie Freeman today. If you just look at his last 4 games, he's just been really consistent. He's put up 22, 16, 11, 20, and 20 DraftKings points. He's already got 10 home runs this year. He's just been absolutely crushing the ball. And he does have pretty solid BVP against Weaver and 14 at-bats. Freddie Freeman's had 7 hits. One of those hits was a home run. He's batting .500 against Zach Wheeler in his career. So I love Freddie Freeman today. Like I said, you're going to go cheap at pitcher. You'll have plenty of salary, so you can definitely pay up for him. I also really like Matt Carpenter as well at just $4,400 going against Chase Anderson. I think Carpenter's just a little bit too cheap today. He's going to be getting the platoon advantage. He's going to be going up against the righty. He does hit righties pretty well. Carpenter, he's also been really consistent lately. In his last 3 games, he's put up 20, 16, and 10 DraftKings points. I also really like Carpenter today. If you're looking to pay up for first base, you can definitely target him. He just crushes righties. Chase Anderson has looked really solid this year, but there will be times where he struggles. Anderson does struggle against lefties, so I like Carpenter. If you don't want to pay up to the top, you can definitely target him at just $4,400. And then I also really like Chris Davis today at just $4,200 going up against Kyle Kendrick. I was reading about this Kyle Kendrick kid. He's being called up from AAA. And looking at his AAA stats, he really struggled in AAA. I think he had about a 6 ERA. So I also really like Baltimore as a stack. I think this Kendrick kid's really going to struggle. The Orioles should definitely be able to put up some runs on him. And Kendrick is a righty, so Chris Davis is going to be getting the platoon advantage. He crushes righties. He's a great power hitter. I definitely think he could go deep today. So I also really like Chris Davis as well if you're going to pay up for first base. I know he has been really inconsistent this year, but given this matchup, he has a great chance to go deep. So I like him at just $4,200. And yeah, those are some first basemen I like today. Let's go and move on to second base. All right, looking at second base today, I also think this is going to be a position that I'm paying up. I really like Robinson Cano today going up against Alex Meyer. Meyer, he is also getting called up from AAA, and he also really struggled in AAA. He also had a really bad ERA. I really like Cano today. He's going to be going up against the righty and Myers. And Cano crushes righties, so I definitely think you can target him. He has been really consistent lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 16, 7, 7, and 15 DraftKings points. I love that he's getting the platoon advantage today, going up against the righty. He crushes righties, like I said, so I really like Robinson Cano today. I like the Mariners as a stack. This Meyer kid, he is not good. He really struggled in AAA, and I don't expect him to do any better in the majors. So I like Seattle as a stack, and I like Robinson Cano. Looking at another guy you can pay up for, definitely like D. Gordon today, going up against Matt Andriese. Gordon's going to be getting the platoon advantage today, going up against the righty. He does do well against righties. And you all know D. Gordon's a great speed guy. If he gets on base, he's going to steal. He's already got 7 stolen bases this year. And he has been really consistent. Lately, he's been getting the steals. In his last 3 games, he's had 3 stolen bases, so he has been running. He's put up 15, 27, and 2 DraftKings points in his last 3 games. So I do like D. Gordon as well if you're going to pay up for second base. You can definitely target him at just $4,500. He does do very well against righties. And if he gets on base, he's going to run, so he can easily return value. All he needs is a walk and a couple stolen bases, and he'll return value just like that. So I like D. Gordon. And they're looking for a value play. There is a value play that I like at second base. That's Brad Miller going up against Dan Straley. I really like the Miller is going to be going up against the righty today. He does hit righties very well. Brad Miller has been pretty consistent lately. On his last 4 games, he's put up 2, 6, 14, and 10 DraftKings points. The only thing I don't like today is that ballpark. That is a pitcher-friendly park, but I still like Miller today at just $3,700. Anytime he's going up against the righty, he is in consideration. Dan Straley, he's really looked solid this year, but he has definitely had times where he struggled. Brad Miller could definitely get to him and take him deep. So I like him. If you need some second base value, you can target him at just $3,700. But since there's so many cheap pitchers today, I don't think you're really going to need value hitters. I think this is going to be a slate where you're paying up for pretty much all your hitters. But yeah, that's pretty much it for second base. Let's go ahead and move on to third base. All right, looking at third base today, I also think this is going to be a position where you're paying up. I love Manny Machado today. Even though he is 5,100 and that is pretty expensive, I love this matchup that he's getting against Kyle Kendrick. Like I said, Kyle Kendrick is being called up from AAA, and he did really bad in AAA. He's not going to do any better in the majors. And I did say earlier that I really like the Orioles as a stack today, so you're definitely going to want to play Machado today. He's just been really consistent lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 9, 10, 18, and 14 DraftKings points, so you can definitely pay up for him at third base. The Red Sox and Orioles, they do have this little rivalry going on now, so Machado, he might try and come out and show out in front of the Red Sox fans, so I like him at 5,100, even though that is pretty expensive. I think he's worth that price tag. Kyle Kendrick is not that good of a pitcher. I also really like Kyle Seager today if you're going to pay up. Going against Alex Meyer. Like I said, Alex Meyer, he's also not a good pitcher. He's being called up from AAA, and he did really bad in AAA, so he's not going to do any better in the majors. I know that Seager has been a little inconsistent lately, but I love that he's going to be going up against the righty today. He does hit righties very well. And I did say that I like the Mariners as a stack today, so I'm definitely going to include Seager in that stack. I really like him at just 4,300. Even though he has been a little inconsistent lately, I still think you can target him. There is a value play that I like at third base. That's Travis Shaw going up against Adam Wainwright. I really like Shaw today just because he hits righties so well. On Adam Wainwright, he will definitely struggle at times, and he does struggle against lefties. So I definitely think you can look at Travis Shaw today. I don't know if I'd play him in cash games because he could definitely bust, but for tournaments, he has that great upside that you want. He has a ton of power. He could easily take Wainwright deep. Travis Shaw's already had 6 home runs this year, and Wainwright will definitely give up home runs, especially to lefties. So I like Travis Shaw. If you need a third base tournament play that might be a little bit low owned, you can definitely target him at just 3,700. And yeah, those are some third basemen I like today. Let's go and move on to shortstop. All right, looking at shortstop today, I also think I'm paying up here, or I'm going to attack the mid-range. I do like Gene Segura today, going up against Alex Meyer. Like I said, I like plenty of Mariners today. I like them to put up some runs. So I definitely think you can target Segura today. That's been a little inconsistent lately. In his last 4 games, he's only put up 5, 0, 7, and 12 DraftKings points. But Segura is an overall pretty solid hitter. He has batting .308 this year. He does have 2 home runs. Segura also has pretty good speed. If he gets on base, he's going to steal. He does have 4 stolen bases this year. So anytime you get a guy with plenty of upside like that, he is definitely in consideration. And like I said, I like the Mariners as a stack, so I definitely like Segura today. Even at 4,600, I like that price tag. I think that's a little bit too cheap given the matchup. I also really like Aledmys Diaz today, going against Chase Anderson. Diaz, he has solid BVP. He only has 1 hit and 6 at-bats against Anderson, but that 1 hit was a home run, so take that for what it's worth. But I'm not really playing Diaz based off the BVP. I just think he's a pretty solid play today. In his last 4 games, he has been a little inconsistent. He's only put up 3, 4, 17, and 0 DraftKings points. But I like Diaz today just because he has great power. He could definitely take Chase Anderson deep. Anderson will give up home runs at times. Aledmys Diaz has already had 5 home runs this year. And he has already homered off Anderson earlier this year. So I like Aledmys Diaz as well if you're going to pay up for shortstop. At the mid-range, I like Asdrubal Cabrera today, going against Jaime Garcia. I don't really like that Cabrera is batting from his right side. He doesn't bat nearly as good from his right as he does from his left. But if you look at his BVP against Jaime Garcia, he has done really well against him. On 8 at-bats, Asdrubal Cabrera has had 3 hits. He's batted .375 against Jaime Garcia, so he has hit him well. So I really like him if you're going to look at the mid-range at shortstop. He has been pretty consistent lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 16, 0, 9, and 18 DraftKings points. I do like the matchup. Jaime Garcia is not a good pitcher. Also really like the ballpark as well. The Braves' new ballpark is a hitter-friendly park, so I like Asdrubal Cabrera. If you don't want to pay up for shortstop, you want to attack the mid-range, you can definitely target him at just 3,800. Yeah, there's some shortstops I like today. Let's go and move on to outfield. All right, looking at outfield today, I'm going to be attacking these 2 studs at the top. Since you're going to be going cheap at pitcher today, you'll have plenty of salary to pay out for these stud hitters. So I love Mike Trout today. Even at 5,400, I know that's very expensive to pay for a hitter, but he does get a really good matchup today going against Miranda. Miranda is a lefty, so Trout's going to be getting a platoon advantage. There's not much I need to say about Mike Trout. He's just an overall great hitter. If you look at his last 4 games, he's put up 26, 14, 7, and 15 DraftKings points. He's batting .352 this year. He's already had 7 home runs. He's just one of the best hitters in the league, if not the best. He has crazy upside. He has a ton of speed. If he gets on base, he's going to steal. He has great power. Mike Trout, just an overall great hitter. Great play on this slate. With the cheap pitchers today, you should definitely be able to pay up for him. So I like him. I also really like Mookie Betts as well. 5,300 going against Ubaldo Jimenez. Betts has really good BVP against Ubaldo. If you look at his BVP, and 22 at-bats against Ubaldo. Mookie has had 9 hits. He's batted .409 against Ubaldo. He's done really well against him. So I really like Mookie Betts today. He hadn't been really getting the job done lately. If you look at his last 4 games, he's only put up 3, 2, 2, and 9 DraftKings points. but I really like him to bounce back today. I like the Red Sox to put up some runs against Ubaldo. He is a terrible pitcher. So I really like paying up for Mookie Betts today. Since there's so many cheap pitchers today, you should definitely be able to fit him in. So I like him at just at 5,300. That is a little expensive, but you should be able to fit him in pretty easily with all the cheap value at pitcher. And then there are a couple of value plays that I really like at outfield. I do really like Seth Smith today, going against Kyle Kendrick. Seth Smith has pretty good BVP against Kendrick. In 22 at-bats, Seth Smith's had 11 hits. He's batted .500 against Kyle Kendrick, so he has done really well against him. So I definitely think you can target Seth Smith today if you're looking for a cheap outfielder. He does hit righties very well. He's going to be going up against the righty today. He has been a little inconsistent lately. In his last 4 games, he's put up 0, 12, 0, and 2 DraftKings points. But I definitely like him today. Like I said, I already like the Orioles as a stack. And if you look at Smith's BVP against Kendrick, he has done really well against him. So I like him as a BVP play. If you're a BVP believer or if you're going to stack the Orioles, you can definitely target Seth Smith. And then another BVP value play that I like is Cole Calhoun going against Ariel Miranda. This is a BVP play that I'm really surprised about since Cole Calhoun is a lefty. He does have really good BVP against Miranda, but Miranda is a lefty as well, which is pretty surprising. But if you look at his BVP in 7 at-bats, not much of a sample size, but still in 7 at-bats, Cole Calhoun's had 4 hits against Miranda. He's batted .571 against him, so he has hit him really well. So I do like Cole Calhoun. If you need some value at outfield, if you look at his last 4 games, he's actually been really killing it. He's put up 10, 10, 19, and 16 DraftKings points. So I really like him today if you need some outfield value. Just looking at the BVP against Miranda and how well Cole Calhoun has been playing, I really like him as a value play. He's probably going to be in all my lineups at just 3,600. I think that is way too cheap. And yeah, those are some outfielders I like today. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my favorite 5 plays for tonight. Alright guys, so these are some of my 5 favorite plays for tonight. This is one of the pitchers that I like for tonight, along with some hitters that I like. I did fill out half of this lineup for you guys. You can use this lineup and build around it. I did leave plenty of salary. You have 5,100 to fill out a pitcher and 4 other hitter spots, which should be pretty easy. So you can use this lineup and build around it. Or if you want to get my full updated lineups before lock, then follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. If you look in the description, there's a link that you can click on and it'll take you straight to my Twitter. So just give me a follow and then message me and I'll get you a lineup. Even if you play on FanDuel, I give out FanDuel lineups as well. The lineups are $5 a day, or you can get a week of lineups for $25. So like I said, message me on Twitter if you're interested in that. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you never want to miss out on any videos, then please be sure to click the bell icon next to my YouTube name. That'll send you a notification every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on any videos, please be sure to do that. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. And we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys.
Your lips, they taste like June. Your eyes are a rocket to the moon. Those legs gon' put me in a tune. Praise God when you hit me with the ooh. Hit me with the ooh. Praise God when you hit me with the ooh. Praise God, yo. Praise God when you hit me with the